Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are tackling something super important, integrating payments into your app the easy way. If you ever struggled with Stripe, you are in the right place. I will walk you through step by step so you can start accepting payments in your app in no time. Let's dive in. For demo purposes, I created simple Next.js app which contain header and cart component. As you see in the cart, we have three products with the titles, price and quantity, and on the right we have remove button. So once we remove one of the products, it will reflect on the total amount. Also, we have proceed to checkout button, which is supposed to trigger checkout page from Stripe. So today we're gonna work with that. Let me walk you through the app setup. In app folder, I created additional pages, which is cancel and success. We're gonna use these pages during the payment processing. So once payment is successful, we're gonna redirect user to success page. In case if it is failed or canceled, we're gonna redirect user to cancel page. Let's open these files. So as you see, success page has just title and subtitle, the same as cancel page. Let's go to layout file. Here you can see here is our header with a title Demo Online Store. And here we're gonna render our page with the cart. Let's go and take a look at this page. At the top of this file, you can see initial products, which we are using in products state. Also, we're gonna have loading state in this component. We're gonna use it a bit later. After that, you can see remove item function, which we use to remove single product from the cart list. And here we have handle checkout function, which is gonna be responsible for triggering Stripe checkout. After that, we have total amount variable, where we calculate total price amount of all products. And this variable we use here to render total amount. Here in that part, you see we iterating through the products and we render cart item, which actually shows quantity, price, name of the product. And also we have that remove button. Basically that's it. This is the simple setup. So now we can start implementing Stripe integration. But before that, let me explain you how Stripe actually works. Here is the diagram of payment processing workflow with Stripe. As first steps, user adds some items to the cart and then clicks checkout. In that moment, frontend sends cart data to API and then backend hand over this data to Stripe so Stripe can create checkout session. After it is done, session is created, Stripe responds back with session ID. And this session ID is needed for frontend, so frontend will be able to redirect user to Stripe checkout using this session ID. After user gets to this checkout page, user completes payment by entering details and Stripe processes the payment. By the end of this processing, Stripe redirects us to successful page in case if payment was successful, or in case if it failed, it redirects us to cancel page. And all these URLs we also providing in our call to Stripe API. That's it. So the first thing to be able to integrate Stripe into the app, we need to create an account and then we need to create a sandbox. This is kind of a demo environment where we can test transactions with a Stripe. So for that, you need to go to Stripe dashboard /sandboxes, and here we need to press create sandbox. So here we can type the just test. It will take some time to create it. Okay, it is done. So as you see here, we have API keys, which we need to be able to talk to a Stripe API. And there are two keys, publishable key and secret key. So what is the difference? Publishable key we're going to use for client side, for frontend, to be able to redirect to checkout session of Stripe. And secret key we're going to use on the backend side once we create this checkout session. So we will need to use secret key. So let's copy them and create environment variables and paste these keys there. Getting back to our app, and here we need to install Stripe package. For that, you need to run this command. I have already done it, so we can proceed with integration. Okay, so let's start with creating API folder. And here we create another folder, create checkout session. And inside that folder, we create route.ts. So here we're gonna place our endpoint. In the beginning here, let's import Stripe from the package we just installed. Then we need to create variable Stripe. And here we call new instance of Stripe. And as an argument, it needs secret key. And additionally, we will pass API version, which is going to be the current one. So this part is actually not necessary. So in case if you don't pass API version, Stripe will use the latest one. But I will recommend to pass it just to be sure that with new changes, your app will not break. Then we're going to write functionality to handle post request. So here we pass request. And inside here, we will have try catch. So basically here, we're gonna handle error. And here, we're gonna handle request to Stripe API. Okay, so now let's proceed. So first we need to get items from request. That's gonna be our cart items. Then we create variable session. And here we call Stripe checkout sessions create. And here we pass params, which is gonna be the data, the items from our cart. In this params, we need to specify payment method types. For this demo, we just used only card. Then we need to specify data about the products. So here we need to iterate through our items. So we get each item. Then we go price data. Here we set currency, which is gonna be USD. Then product data, which will be name, item name. Also, we need to specify the price of the product. So for that, we go out item price. So our price is in dollars, but we need to convert it in cents because Stripe accepts only amounts in the smallest units. Then here we need to specify quantity, which will be item quantity. Okay, we are done in that part of the product data. And in the end, we need to add mode, which is going to be payment. And also, we need to provide redirect URLs for our success and cancel pages. For that, we specify success URL, localhost success, and the same is going to be for cancel URL. So basically, you can keep this address, let's say, in environment variables, so it's going to be easier to maintain. So just for now, for demo, I just paste it straight away here. Okay, we're done with the request. Now we need to return the response. So here, return next response.json. And here, we're gonna return session ID to our frontend. As I mentioned before, Stripe API is supposed to return us this ID, and then we hand it over to client side. Also, let's handle error. Error creating checkout session. Also, we need to return next response.json. Here we specify error. We can use the same one. And here we specify status 500. Okay, we are done here. So now we can try calling this endpoint from our client side and try to redirect to checkout page. We are getting back to cart page, and here we need to initialize Stripe. For that, let's create variable Stripe promise and then call load Stripe from Stripe package. And we should pass here our public key. Now we are moving to handle checkout function. Here we're gonna call endpoint, which we just created, so we can retrieve the session ID from Stripe, and then using this session ID, we will redirect user to checkout page. First, let's set here set loading true. After that, we will have also try catch error, and also we will have finally block, and in this finally block we will set loading false. Let's write request here, so it will be response await fetch. It's gonna be API create checkout session. Headers will be content type application JSON. Then we need to pass our products. Here we will call JSON stringify, and inside we iterate through the products. Here we return product name, product price, and product and quantity, product quantity. Then we need to store our session ID or get an error in case if error happened. Then we await for response.json. So in case if you get an error here on that step, we should handle it. We will log this error. Creating session. And then we pass this error here. Then we set loading to false and we return. In case if it is successful, then we get our Stripe promise, and then we try to redirect user to checkout page. So we do await Stripe redirect to checkout, and we pass their session ID, which we receive here from that response. Also, we need to handle this error. Let's just write checkout error, and that's it. Okay, so we are done with our checkout logic, so let's test it whether it works. Okay, so let's try to proceed with checkout. Okay, we get an error which says that error creating checkout session. Okay, so let's debug it. Okay guys, I found out that I made some small mistakes, so let's go back to our endpoint, and here we need to add await, and also in the cart page as well, where we call this Stripe promise, we also need to add await. So now let's try whether it works. So let's proceed to checkout. And here you are, you see that we got redirected to checkoutstripe.com. And here is the checkout page. Let's try for the testing, cancel it. And we redirected to cancellation page. That's cool. Now let's test another scenario. Let's enter the details with just random numbers. John Doe, okay. So $30 total. Here is our products as well. Let's pay. Okay, it requires email. Let it be my personal. Okay, so payment successful. Let's go and check now our Stripe dashboard. Okay, as you see, we got this $30 logged in our Stripe dashboard, so transaction was successful, so we achieved what we wanted. And we are done for today. We made fully functional Stripe integration with Next.js app. As you see, it was pretty simple. But you can do much more with that. For example, creating your custom checkout pages using payment intent or creating subscription payments. If you're interested how to write such integration, let me know in the comments and I will shoot another video explaining also this part. If this tutorial was helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe or comment your thoughts about the tutorial. It will be very helpful for me to grow the channel. Cheers!